Recording in progress.
Okay, so there'll be two parts. There'll be a non-calc and a calc. Non-calc will have 4 questions. And this will have 6 questions. I am recording this too, just so you know. But it's good to write down because it helps you remember what to expect. So that's what the test will be broken up. There'll be non-calc and a calc. Now, in the non-calc, I'm just going to kind of write this kind of small. You'll need to fill out. Or, let me rephrase that. You'll need to complete a partially filled unit circle. Okay, so that'll be the first thing. Oh, good, thanks. Appreciate it. Just leave it there. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's the first thing, and I'll show you how that will look. It'll look just like this. Hold on. Have the test open. Yeah, so it'll look like this. Let me clear for a moment. So this is obviously not filled out. I will fill this out. What I'll do is I'll probably fill out most of the first quadrant and some other parts, and you said to fill out the rest. As long as you understand the symmetry / proportions, like for example, if that's 30 degrees, you know that's 150, right? Or if you know the coordinates of the first quadrant, you know the quadrants elsewhere just have switch sides, it's negative for x or positive for y, whatever. The radian, same thing. I'll fill out parts of it because I have to fill out the rest. We could actually practice that today if that's where you feel like you need some practice. Maybe what I could do is after I finish going over this, I'll fill out some parts of it and see if you guys can fill out or figure out the rest. So that's the first question, and you'll get points for that. Let me undo that. Okay. The second thing is I'll ask you to graph sine or cosine. Very simple. Graph y equals sine x or y equals cosine x. Okay, just one of those two. For number 3, find exact values of trig functions. That's basically using the unit circle. They'll have like 3 or 4 parts, like find me the sine of 225, or find me the cosine of 180 degrees, or find me the sine of 3 pi over 4, something like that. And number 4, I'm gonna ask you to graph a log function. You also will need to state the asymptotes, domain, and range. Okay, asymptotes, domain, range. Yeah. So that's the non-calc. So it's going to be a little lengthy. I would gather you probably need 15 to 20 minutes for the first part. Partial fill unit circle should only take 2 or 3 minutes, as long as you know what you're doing. And I'm telling you right now, it's sine or cosine. So you can just memorize those two and just make sure you have it accurate. And you have the unit circle anyway, because remember, you can get sine and cosine values at different angles from the unit circle. Find exactly that trig function. That's what I think that's probably the big one, number 3. Most of the points will be allocated towards number 3 in the first part. We can practice that today as well. And I'll point you to questions like that in the review guide. And then graphing log functions, just make sure you remember how this old stuff, we need to make sure you guys still remember. You know, we're now in April. I said this when we come back. We just got a few weeks till finals. So finals is less than 2 months back. We're on summer break 2 months from now. So it's about 6-7 weeks from now. We're here for finals. So we want to make sure you're still looking at old stuff. The log function problem will have some sort of transformation. It might be like y equals 2 times log base 3 of x minus 1, something like that. We'll review that as well. So that's going to be the non-calc. Let me go ahead and, because I need space, let me go ahead and clear all this junk here. Okay, for the calculate portion, there'll be 6 questions. One will be convert from degrees to radians. That's super easy, guys. That's just like multiply by pi over 180. That's all you gotta do, right? Easy peasy. Number 2, convert from radians to degrees. Then you multiply by 180 over pi. Okay. Number 3, I'll do up here. Find the length of sides of a right triangle. And that's using trig. I'll show some examples of that. Number 4 will be unit circle stuff. I'll show you an example of that too. Number 5 will be finance, using this formula, which we'll give to you. That's compounding continuously. And finally, number 6 will be, I'm going to say a mystery question about trig. It's not hard. I don't want to say exact because it wouldn't be fair, because the other kids are not going to know. So I got to keep something kind of mysterious. Mystery question, something about trig. And that should take about 30 to 35 minutes. So it should be about 5-10 minute buffer in case if you're taking too long, some problem, or you might finish a little earlier, you want to double check your work. But it should be a test you could, most people should get done in 50 minutes. That's how we designed it. Okay, I'm going to go over certain question types from the review packet that correlate to this. Okay. So let me go and clear this. Let's go to review packet really quickly, and then we'll work through it, or you guys can do some practice. So this will be like question 2, non-calc. Okay, that'll be just like question 2, non-calc. Likewise with number 2. Number 2 will be like question 2, non-calc. Question 3, same thing. It's still another sine graph. It's just we want you to do it in a different interval. Instead of 60-degree or 30-degree intervals, we'll have you do 45-degree intervals. And likewise, number 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all just one question type, just so you know. 1, 2, and 3, and 4 in this review guide, it's just practicing the same question. Now here, this will be like question 4, non-calc. Okay. 5 and 6 will be like question 4, non-calc. And likewise 7 and 8. So these 4 questions should be plenty of practice for just one question type on the test. So you have lots and lots of practice. I have not worked out the answer key because I didn't really do much work during the break, but I'm going to work it out with you guys today. So there'll be an answer key ready by today, just so you know. Okay, number 9 will be like question 5 in the calculator portion. Hopefully you guys labeled the stuff that I just shared with you guys about a few minutes ago. So this will be like question 5 of calculus section, and that's just using this formula. A equals P times ERT. You guys remember what P represents? What's P represent, guys? The starting, the initial amount, exactly. And what does R represent? The rate, the interest rate, and T represents time. And E is just a number in the calculator. You can locate it by hitting second ln. If it's second ln in the calculator, you can locate it. Or it's roughly 2.718 if you want to approximate it, I guess. But that's all you're doing. It's not that hard. Pretty easy stuff. Rate, interest rate. Yeah. What was that, sorry? The amount of money you have, right? After time has passed, how much money your money's grown to. Yeah, because these are all examples of assumed continuous inflate, compounding continuously. So it's just a number. It's assuming. So the way that number was devised, because when we did compounding in general, it was like this, right? But when you're doing compounding continuously, you assume ends approaching infinity. So you assume this is a large number. If you assume that, all that just converges to E, which is 2.718. And there are a lot of like things in physics and in nature that kind of follow that kind of pattern. So number 10, guys, is like question 3 calc. So this is where I'm asking to find a missing side or missing angle. You have to use some trig here. For example, how did you guys find this angle here? Do you guys remember? Let's say, sorry, angle A. How would I find angle A? What would I do, guys? Yes, good. Inverse what? Close. We'll start by cosine. Do cosine.
Cosine 3/6.
Or I'll call it A.
Come on now. That's too easy.
Call it A. So cosine is 3/6, right? Because remember, so cut, toe, right? And how do I get A by itself? As Ellie said, we do the inverse cosine, right? And that's just calculated. So that's what's in the top section. And once you get that angle, then you know this angle. And how do you find BC? Well, what's the theorem? Famous theorem to use this of BC. You have to use trig, or you can use a theorem you guys learned. I think from. Yeah. You guys come back, yeah. So it's all coming back, and he's gonna come back. Yes. All right. Okay, this here. It's basically this is close to the mystery question. Okay, it's not I let the cat out of the bag. It's close to the mystery question. It's not quite exactly, but that'll be like question 6 calc. Okay. Converting to radians. That's going to be like question 1 in the calc section. This would be like question 4 in the calc section. I think Hunter, you're asking about that, right? About this question here. 169.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this is like question 4 in the calc section. So yeah. So basically, you have to tell me, just sketch it, right? Like for example, if you have a positive cosine, for cosine's x, and sine is y, right? X is positive, y is negative. So there you go. Or here, the sine is 0.5. So where's sine is like y, right? Where's y positive? Which quadrants? 1 and 2, right? Exactly. So you just have to just do a rough estimate. Like for example, for question for part A, I'd ask you to do this, and then you would just locate positive for cosine, negative for sine. So just do that. Or if you want to do it all in one, you do this, and then for sine, where sine's 0.5, that's y. You do this. 4 pi over 3. That'll be over here, I think. An angle with a negative cosine. So x is negative, but the tangent is positive, so it's going to be in the 4th quadrant. So probably somewhere here. And by the way, the exact sine value of this, I think, is negative root 3 over 2. And you can use the unit circle for that. Or just plug in your calculator. So actually I answered that question. We already took care of doing that. I'm here. What you want to do is this is going to be question 3 non-calc. Question 3 non-calc. Yeah, this one's an angles between 0 and 2 pi has, it's kind of like question 4 calculator, unit circle stuff. And then this one here is back to question 3 calculator. I think we kind of hit everything pretty much. So it's like question 4 calculator, kind of. It could be, or it could also be positive 3 over 2. Yeah, could be the one. Here, all these questions combined are like questions for questions 1 and 2 in the calculator portion, and this would be like question 3 in the non-calc. Okay. So this is actually an outstanding review guide because this is the test pretty much looks like this, guys. There's no surprises. No surprise. I mean, the mystery question I kind of told you already what to look at. It's not really a mystery anymore. So it's a matter of just practicing doing it. Any questions you guys have? You guys maybe someone worked on over break or maybe not. I don't know. But Gus, you have a question? Mhm. Exactly. Correct.
Which one?
Well, look, 7167.
What's 11?
Well, what's 11? Oh no, 11 is that's question. Oh, sorry. Oh, I didn't see 11. Oh wow, thanks. No, that's gonna be like question 1 of the non-calc. But I'm gonna give you. It's gonna be partially filled out for you guys. Sorry, I totally glossed over that. My bad. Not a gloss. I just completely missed it. So let's actually make sure you guys can fill out the inner circle. Let's do that right now. Let me zoom out a tad. Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could use it. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yes, 100%. Let me zoom out a tad. Here we go. So let me partially fill this out and see what you guys think here. Say that's 1 and 0, -1 and 0, 0 and -1, 0 and 1. Let's say this is 150 degrees. Let's say this is 11 pi over 6. Let's say this is pi over 3 and 60 degrees. Let's say this is root 2 over 2, root 2 over 2. Let's say this is negative root 3 over 2 and 1/2. Let's say this is root 3 over 2 and -1/2. Let's say this is 90 degrees. We'll say this is 3 pi over 2. Okay. So if I fill out the inner circle like this, you guys feel comfortable kind of doing
Like, we'll just kind of just go around. We'll just be guys.